everyone, and welcome back to Al Jazeera Motorsports Television, which would sound better if we were live because today's April Fool's Day.
Yeah, no one's gonna get it.
Yeah.
In like 2 days.
Yeah, no, it'd be like April 4th. That's not funny. Anyway, okay, yeah, pit and paddock ratio.
Yeah, same thing. We're all Anyway, NASCAR went down to Martinsville for the Paperclip 400, where Denny Hamlin pulled out to beat Bell for the now standard underwhelming short track race.
Yeah, it was like I watched the highlights and I was kind of bored.
Yeah, it's pretty kind of standard now for NASCAR underwhelming short track races. Chris Bell started off on the pole. First stage had Bell, Elliott, and Josh Berry leading some laps. Good for him. Until lap 76, when Josh Berry started having battery issues that would last pretty much the whole race for him and take him out of contention.
Oh, was he the first one where the crew members got his head through the window trying to switch the battery out?
Yeah, him, and I think it happened to Blaney also. Eventually they ran out of batteries to put in the car and they just had to park them.
Yeah.
Borrowing
batteries from the other team.
I think they have some sort of proprietary connector, so they couldn't borrow any batteries from another team.
Man.
Which is, maybe they'll fix that now.
Dude, I'll trade you a set of sticker tires for another battery.
Push start me. Somebody push start me. That ended with stage one going to my favorite driver, Joey Baby.
Joey Baby.
Oh, Joey. Also, can we go 10 minutes without talking about stupid Martinsville hot dogs? I get it. Every single time we're in Martinsville, they gotta, dwell on the hot dogs for a third of a broadcast. Did you notice that? I don't know. Apparently it's a thing. Every time they're there, they go down to that hot dog stand in the middle, and they have to do, a live shot and talk about them, and I don't know.
It's a hot dog. Is it a Polish sausage?
No, it's like a little hot dog, and apparently the crews have contests to see who can eat the most of them, and I don't know. They go on about them for much too long.
I can't see a hot dog being that exciting.
Oh, I think they're just desperate for content to talk about. I don't know. They really love talking about the hot dog in Martinsville.
Hey, at least they didn't go back to the spotter cam. Inside.
So Martinsville, outside, inside.
They really need to go to the interesting spectator camera. That if they want some content, there you
go. Oh, there were some of that. I saw a couple of those shots. That led to a super exciting stage 2, which was mostly dominated by Denny Hamlin, who also won it.
I want to point out that at lap 112, Cold Custard made it to the front.
Cold Custard did lead some laps.
Yeah.
And he ended 6 laps down.
Yeah, what happened to Cold Custard? They didn't tell me on the highlights what happened to Cold Custard.
Oh, something happened. I don't remember. I think he got hit and spun at some point.
Shocking. I even wore the shirt. It didn't help.
Well, that's because he didn't put the Cold Custard paint scheme on.
Oh, yeah. If he would have had the Cold Custard paint scheme, he would have done a lot better.
Lap 275, right after pit stops, SVG's crew forgot to tighten a right rear tire, so that left the car in the middle of racing.
SVG seemed strangely calm on the radio.
He's been having a kind of a rough run of luck there, absent the road course races. So his crew chief and pit crew are going to be sitting out a couple of races in penalty for losing a wheel like that.
Oops.
That led to Little Ty Gibbs also having some more bad luck and spinning out again.
Little Ty's having a lot of bad luck this year.
Man, it is rough. I think he's the lowest placed full-time car in the points.
He started out fairly well last year.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I think he ended a spot or two out of the playoffs. Top 20.
Oh yeah, he was trying to get a spot right there at the end, but not this year unless things turn around.
He's 30 something now. It's just bad. That took us to lap 317 when Chase Briscoe hit the curb, launched himself into Joey Logano, and he spun out.
Logano's having a lot of bad luck this year, too.
Yeah, that's sad for him. That led us to our final restart, where Denny Hamlin led Christopher Bell, Hamlin pretty much took the restart and marched away off that final restart there. Not a great race. The crowd looked a little sparse.
Yeah.
If you see, could you see that? They showed it more than I expected. So the final, what was that, like the 80-lap runabout? There was one pass in the top 10 in that entire 80-lap run. That was kind of rough.
Was the Busch race better?
Wow. It might have been the exact opposite. Of
The ending was great on the Busch race. That's what you want to see.
what was Sammy Smith launched from like 4 cars back? Just didn't brake into the guy.
I'm going to use this car as my braking point.
Video game, me in a video game when I'm not winning in the last lap and I don't care.
That was pretty good. Yeah, you know what? At Phoenix, the Busch race was actually pretty good too.
That one was a more reasonable, like door-to-door battle.
Yeah.
After the Busch race, I'm like, that was kind of ridiculous. These guys are a little over the top. And then after the Cup race, I was like, the Busch race is kind of entertaining, I guess.
I think when NASCAR comes back to Phoenix in November, I think I'm going to do the Busch race again.
I think I'll go to that one.
The whole experience was just a lot better, and
It's cheap, less people, easy to get around, parking's great.
yeah, parking's horrible at Phoenix. So
The races are shorter, reasonable to sit through.
yeah, it's not half the length, but what? Maybe
Good amount.
65%.
Yeah.
Well, Toyota finished 1, 2, 3 to hog out the podium. So is Toyota the short track car this year? They were like the mile-and-a-half car last year.
They pretty much dominated the whole race. It was either them or the Chevys, and the Chevys had a kind of a bad finish there.
Toyota's just like, do they have the torque to get off the corners on those short tracks?
It seems like then at Phoenix had them. The Fords were nowhere to be seen in this race. Penske sometimes will show up, but nothing.
Well, except for Cold Custard leading a couple laps. He might have been off pit strategy. It might have been that kind of lap leading, but
I would allow it though. NASCAR announced that their former president Steve Phelps will fill their new commissar position.
Ooh.
Phelps will also oversee the Politburo and the Ministry of Truth. So that's good news.
Why did they add a commissar position? I think it's actually commissioner, but we Sovietized it to commissar. Like, what? You need another administrator for what? Jeez, what are you, federal government?
Should add some SARS in there also, maybe. He demanded people refer to him as Der Kommissar.
Der Kommissar. Man, NASCAR's going to need a Doge intervention here pretty soon.
They're full of titles. All sorts of titles.
Yeah.
Assistant Commissar.
Wait, whose cousin are you? You're going to be like the Saudi Arabian royalty where there's like, 264 princes and they all have a title.
What France? What France are you?
Paint schemes?
Some paint schemes this week.
So I didn't think any of them were that great. I ended up going with Almond Digger because I kind of like that shade of orange that he had, and there were some trees. So yeah, that was the best I could do.
That's fair. Chris Buescher had a taco car. Was it like old? I forgot the name of it. Something. The 17 car, old El Paso or something. Tacos. And I didn't even see the terrible looking hood until after the race.
See, I picked 17 as my bad car. I didn't even see the taco side. I saw the treetop apple juice side, and then they had that weird baby stroller on the hood.
The hood was awful.
So that's the Kroger.
Yeah, the
icon?
Kroger always looks terrible on the hood. They always ruin their own paint schemes with that.
That thing looks weird. I actually saw that exact same icon on the Fry's grocery store.
Yeah, Fry's.
So I'm like, oh yeah, Kroger bought Fry's.
That's why I always see whoever drives that car is usually doing like an appearance at a Fry's or something around here. That makes sense.
Not that Fry's. That Fry's is the ghetto Fry's, though. The one where they lock off one side of the doors and then you have to walk through metal detectors with the little gate. It's that kind of Fry's.
I'm going to watch out for that one. Food City?
Yeah, like Food City. They do have good tortilla chips at Food City, though.
So that was the worst and best car.
Yeah, it kind of. Well, the two sides. It was like a two-faced car. Like,
Impressive. He was able to pull that off.
yeah.
My worst car was the number 10 Ty Dillon Mark III employee benefits car. The only thing more boring than saying that sponsor was the last 80 laps of the race.
Mark III employee benefits?
That's
like,
what it said.
Like an Iron Man suit?
Well, they've surpassed the Mark 1 and 2 employee benefits, and they're on to 3. So
to Mark III.
I don't know. Can we get some less boring things going on with the companies here, please?
Paint schemes have not been good this year. Actually, this decade, there haven't been a lot of good ones. Like, throwback schemes seem to be more exciting than the real schemes.
Yes, just because they remind me of the good schemes that they used to have. Speaking of which, that's coming up this weekend.
Darlington.
So we put together our list of the top 5 best and the bottom 5 worst paint schemes.
All right, I'll go first.
All right.
Worst paint schemes for the Darlington throwback. Number 5 is number 39 Sig. Is that how you say his name?
Sieg, Ryan Sieg.
Like Sieg Heil?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't say that on the.
Oh, that's gonna get us off YouTube right there, isn't it?
We have to.
That's gonna get a banner. Number 39 Sieg. He's got the 1999 reverse Dale Jarrett scheme. No, it just looks stupid.
It's so that why even do it if you're going to reverse the colors on it? It just pick something else if your sponsor doesn't want to do it correctly.
Oh, let's go on the record saying that Sieg Heil was in the worst category. So that's bad. It's in the bad category.
Fourth worst is the number 44 Brennan Pohl Jeff Gordon Chromalotion throwback.
Oh, that's just ugly.
With the original was like a Looney Tunes car with Bugs Bunny on the hood, and then in the throwback it's like a picture of him in a cartoon looking. I don't know. I can see the idea, but I don't think it works at all. It just looks kind of cheesy and lame.
There's still time to change it before Darlington.
Yeah, I could see what you're trying to accomplish, but no.
Didn't really pull it off.
No.
Number 3 worst one was the number 51 Harry Gant scheme. I put it in the worst category because it's the Skull car, but they didn't put Skull on it anywhere.
If you don't have Skull Bandit, just don't do the Skull Bandit car.
Yeah, just, go with something else.
It's not the same. Second worst car. The number 10 aqua, purple, red, yellow Adam Petty car.
Ooh, ugly.
It's not great. It looks better. Originally, I think it was like a spree car, but I don't like the way that they tried to do it here.
They took all the worst 90s, early 90s, late 80s colors and put them on one car.
Yeah, not great.
And number 1, the worst Darlington throwback paint scheme is the number 9 Chase Elliott, which is supposed to look like Ken Schrader's 25 car, but looks nothing like Ken Schrader's 25 car. Like, you guys are so wide of the mark.
All they got similar was there are 3 different colors. None of the colors were the same on the car. Why even do it?
You know what? They probably hired it out to someone from USAID to sign it.
just don't run a throwback if you're going to do that terribly.
Okay, best paint schemes. Give us the best. Number 5.
Number 5, Austin Cindric's number 2, throwback to the 7980 Dale Earnhardt Wrangler car. That one looks pretty good.
I do. Yeah, the Wrangler car was good. Blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow. The forward number throws it off a little bit, but what can you do? It still looks good.
Number 4 best car is the number 21 Wood Brothers Lotus scheme. It's just kind of cool to see the Lotus colors on a stock car.
The Lotus car looks better than I expected it to. That's a nice look.
And they get the number in the circle thing. That's very 60s race car.
That's a nice one. I like that one. Number 3 is the Parker Retzloff 90s Ernie Irvan throwback, which was the Kodak car. They don't have Kodak sponsor, but it looks as close as possible. They did a really good job with that one. I like that one.
Mama took the Kodachrome away.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the number 40 Nesquik Bunny car. You gotta love the Nesquik Bunny car.
That one was pretty close. That was one of my favorite cars in the Busch Series.
I know. It's a nice color.
Chocolate milk.
We really probably don't want to know what was in Nesquik.
Sugar?
Yeah. Ingredient number 1, sugar.
And the top throwbacks game, I think everyone agrees, is the Terry Labonte, Tony the Tiger that Kyle Larson's running.
Nothing beats Tony the Tiger. I might actually root for Larson in this race just because he's got Tony the Tiger.
One of the best schemes from back in the day.
Yep. I like all. You know what? I really miss for some reason the Tide car of Ricky Rudd. That one sticks in my head.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
That one and the Skull Bandits car. Those two I remember more than any.
They always mess them up now when they try to do the throwback.
Yeah, we've gone from household products to basically pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceuticals, insurance companies I've never heard of, and smokeless tobacco, nicotine pouches.
Yeah, instead of Skull, it's the nicotine patch.
So that's coming up this weekend at Darlington, 400 miles.
Is that in Iowa?
South Carolina.
Close.
Almost. England?
Just as exciting. Actually, I want to go to South Carolina. That's on the coast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got Charleston. Yeah. I like Revolutionary War. They did some stuff down there. It's like a Battle of the Cowpens or something in South Carolina.
Cowpens?
Yeah, the Battle of the Cowpens.
Oh, that's right.
We won that one. Like one of the ones we beat the Brits.
Those were my favorite ones.
Yeah. Okay, on to F1.
Well, there's no racing for F1 recently. But if you haven't heard, Liam Lawson was kicked out of Formula One. Well, no, he was kicked down to the Red Bull team. And Yuki Tsunoda was moved up to the big boy Red Bull squad.
That's going to be interesting.
I think so. I think everyone pretty much expected that. So it wasn't a huge shocker.
Yeah, you know Sergio Perez is over there going, see? I'm hearing from some like former Red Bull drivers, David Coulthard, Mark Webber, that this Red Bull is just really hard to drive, and the only reason Max is getting podiums is because he's Max. I don't know if I buy that.
Have they sort of designed it towards Max's style at this point?
You would think.
I would guess maybe it's built more for him.
Yeah.
Since, he's won the championships.
But come on, Lawson never made it out of Q1 in his 2 races, and Sergio did a lot better than that.
Yeah, Sergio has won in it before.
We'll find out this weekend after Yuki gets a shot.
After Yuki wins in his first start in the... maybe not, but hopefully better than Lawson.
I want to see Yuki do a flip off the car like Mark Martin. One of those.
Are they high enough up to do a flip off of?
Well, for Yuki they are.
No, that's true. It's like he needs a stepladder to get up into his.
I think Yuki's 1.6 meters or 1.59 meters tall. I have a hard time. All right, a meter's 3 feet, so yeah, like 3.5. Like 5. I think he's like 5 something, 5'2" or something like that.
Oh, little buddy Yuki, little pocket-sized guy.
Yeah, he's like a Pokemon. Pokemon comes from Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Pokemon. Well, for this weekend's Japanese Grand Prix, Red Bull is going to bring an honor livery for their engine supplier, Honda. Our inside source says that Yuki Tsunoda demanded that it be an anime girl in skimpy clothing who's 1.4 meters tall or less.
That checks out for Japan, pretty much.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
It's pretty much all they have is scantily clad anime women.
Sounds right. Haas also has a livery honoring Toyota and Japan's rich culture. This one includes a sumo wrestler and Goku from the famous anime Dragon Ball. Haas titled the livery Fat Man and Little Boy.
Oh, that should be
that
popular.
Should be good. Yeah, that's nice.
They like that in Japan.
Yeah, that should go over well. Hope it doesn't bomb.
No, it won't bomb. If it does, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
It'll bomb big. Car maker Aston Martin is selling its stake in the Aston Martin F1 team. So, however, they're going to keep the Aston Martin brand, but Aston Martin is selling its shares.
So it's called Aston Martin, but it's not really Aston Martin.
Right. Just like trans men in women's sports.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Fired Red Bull driver Sergio Perez revealed his conditions for taking a seat at Cadillac F1. They include not being forced to work past Q1, and many early retirement options throughout the season.
That sounds like Sergio.
Yeah, he seems to enjoy that. That's nice for him.
I don't see Cadillac picking Sergio.
No.
It's going to be Colton Herta from IndyCar and like Roman Grosjean's.
I don't know if they would go back with him. I think they would find I think it'll be someone who is currently driving right now in F1 in the series now.
And they're like they've been there. And they're gonna. What about Mr. Mullet?
They could do that. That might be a good, because I think they'll go rookie and veteran.
Yeah, rookie. Yeah, they always go rookie and veteran, just like the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Brad Pitt.
Yeah. He'll be a
60-year-old Formula One driver.
He'll be a veteran after this summer.
Oh yeah, he will count. He's actually driven Formula One cars around tracks.
Yeah, well, they did let him do it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Good for him. Coming up next for Formula One is the Yuki Tsunoda Japanese Grand Prix this weekend.
They're going to be... I do look forward to the crazy hats that Japanese people do.
Yeah, they did. They like their crazy hats. Oh, this one's on late at night. That annoys me.
I just watch it Sunday and pretend it was on.
It's like at 1 or 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's like, 11 o'clock West Coast time and 1 a.m. in the morning East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just get up and watch it on Sunday and pretend it's daytime.
That's fine. Something was slipping back here.
What? Was it slipping?
I heard I saw
duct tape came down there.
No.
I got another longer one so I can stretch them out and not have to use duct tape to hold the flag up. Look, if I slid this over to you just a little bit, you can see big book of race cars in the back there.
I was waiting on it to collapse entirely, but it didn't.
IndyCar. Okay. On to IndyCar. Indy's planning a new chassis for 2027. After an underwhelming Dallara proposal, Indy responded by bringing in Tino Bell, some car designer that nobody's ever heard of.
Okay. I guess, was John DeLorean busy?
Very busy.
Yeah, well, maybe the guy that designed the Pontiac Aztec, was he not doing anything?
Gonna look better than the current Dallara.
That's fair.
The car... The Dallara chassis got really ugly, and then it got cool for like 1-2 years, and then it got ugly again. And right now, I just hope they get rid of the windscreen. That thing's just ugly.
Yeah, doesn't look right. They'll have to go with the halo or something.
I'd rather see the Formula One thong than that windscreen. Even if it's like it doesn't have to be like a single thong in the middle, it could be like two. Like that.
That would look kind of interesting.
That might work better, but God, I hope they get rid of that. Anyway, I don't know who this car designer is. He's done some stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. This seems to be a problem that I thought would be done a lot faster than it is.
They could go back to Lola. Are they still in business? Lola made good chassis back in the 80s.
I don't remember. I think they do sports cars, so they probably are in business.
Yeah. Actually, if you play the video game, you can get a Lola, and it looks pretty cool. Not a open wheel Lola, but like a sports car type Lola, a prototype type.
IndyCar is currently working out the 2026 schedule. They're most worried about losing viewers to the World Cup soccer tournament, but then they realize no one in the U.S. watches soccer, so they should be fine.
This is true, except in Florida where they have Messi, but yeah.
Oh, I already forgot about that.
Yeah, see? Oh no, we're gonna lose viewers to the World Cup. Not really.
Is that the one that's here?
Yeah, well, it's kind of here and in Mexico and in Canada. So, we're going to stretch the World Cup out across 4,000 miles because that's green. That'll reduce the carbon footprint,
Fly
right?
all these teams back and forth across the continent instead of a country.
I'm telling you, when money making comes into the thing, the whole green save the planet goes right out the window.
We're going to fly all around the world, but we're going to have the teams make their own fuel.
Yeah.
In a green manner. Shut up.
Prime Video is going to back Kyle Larson in his Indy 500/Coke 600 bid this year. They named it the Hendrick 1100. Wow. Hopefully it's better than last year's Hendrick 500 when he didn't even make it to the NASCAR race. Really? That's on Prime Video? All the money you got, the best you can come up with is the Hendrick 1100?
I see how they came up with that, but I figured they could be a little more inventive.
Yeah. Hey, let's add 500 and 600. That sounds great. They could pay us. You know what? Give me the 10,000 and I'll come up with a better logo. Or catchphrase. We can come up with a good catchphrase.
Yeah, give me a couple weeks. Let's come up with something nice.
You know what? Let's do that for next week.
Put it on some shirts.
5 best names for Kyle Larson's Indy. Where's Coke at? Atlanta?
What's Charlotte?
Indy Charlotte. Yeah, his Indy Charlotte bid. We'll call it the reverse migration.
Let's hope it doesn't rain 1100.
Yeah. The Rain Dance 1100?
Coming up next for Indy, they're going to take 2 more weeks of bed rest, and then Long Beach, followed by 2 more weeks off.
Man, they need JD Vance to come in and lecture IndyCar. Like, you guys got to get off your ass, because... Can we say curse words on the podcast?
Sure.
That's not really a curse word. That's like a mild expletive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really? All these weeks off? You guys are worse than Formula One. Come on, Roger.
F1 has taken like 1 or 2 weeks off in the whole span, and IndyCar's
well, they do their August off because Europe shuts down for August. They do the break thing.
Yeah, but IndyCar's taken that much time off in between their first and second race.
I know. If you count the second race as a race. Thermal's, like... It's like taking your sister to the prom. You're at the prom, but it's not really going to go well.
Plus, they don't have electricity. Anyways, on to some other news here. Racer Magazine has acquired MAV TV and intends to rebrand it Racer TV. Oh, brilliant. Racer stated the price was a bargain because no one had ever heard of MAV TV.
I really have no idea what MAV TV is. And we're into racing.
It's in a cable package I've seen, I think. They always have like dirt late models on.
What does MAV have to do with anything?
I have no idea.
What was like motorsports and venereal disease? What?
Television. Oh, they always, I remember they put the Chili Bowl on there. That's where I watched it before. That's
no
all
idea.
that I know.
Yeah, because when I hear MAV, I immediately think auto racing.
You know what? I believe Racer TV would draw me into auto racing a little more.
Yeah, Racer TV sounds like something I might figure out what's on, but MAV?
What if we could have a channel that has all of the various types of motorsports on it? We call it Speed.
Speed Channel.
It has things like Formula One and NASCAR and IndyCar and talk shows featuring racing.
Wait, who bought Speed TV and then killed it?
Fox.
Fox
they killed
Sports.
it and turned it into Fox Sports 1.
Oh, and now it's not really racing.
Now it's sports, and they have some NASCAR races. Well, they have IndyCar now too, I guess.
MAV TV. It's a bunch of guys in F-14s feeling the need for speed.
I would watch that, actually.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
We had winged sprint cars at Central Arizona Raceway last weekend. It was called High Limit. Is that what they call the Outlaws now?
No, that's a second series. That's they got the Outlaws, and High Limit is the one that Kyle Larson and started with some other people. A second
So it's like a competitor to Outlaws.
Yeah.
I can't keep track. There's like 360 sprint cars, and there's all kinds of sprint cars.
I didn't even know they were there till after the race was over.
Well, it's not like you're going to drive down to Casa Grande, watch the race, and drive home.
It's
like a 2-hour trip.
No. I saw that Kyle Larson didn't even come out like he normally does for a lot of the races. I guess we're not good enough.
Casey Kane was there. He spun twice.
Mm.
He's not a dirt car guy, I don't think.
I thought he started in sprint cars.
Yeah, he wasn't looking very sprint car driver. Although, you know what? They actually had a trophy girl.
What?
Yeah, like not like bikini level trophy girl, but like short top with jeans trophy girl.
I thought we got rid of that.
Yeah, trophy girl went away right after the Me Too movement.
Oh.
I mean, they had flag girls for F1, and F1 got rid of them with the Me Too movement. And then Biden got the nomination, and the Me Too movement died completely.
Shame.
Yeah, it went from believe all women to... What'd that girl say? But yeah, they had a trophy girl. It's not like when we were little at Manzanita where the trophy girl wore a bikini and kissed the driver. And no, she just stood next to the driver and brought the trophy out.
Your face is covered in dirt. Why did they make her do that?
Yeah, I know. They used to. I think it was always a cheek kiss, though. You know, it wasn't like unless you were James Hunt, then it became more interesting.
Oh, careful, James.
Yeah,
that's kind of disappointing now. That I think is Casa Grande the closest dirt track to the Phoenix area now.
Yeah, Manzanita's gone. The one over at Lake Pleasant is gone. And yeah, it's just Casa Grande, I think, is the closest one.
There was one way off the 60 on the east side before. But the Outlaws were there once or twice, I remember.
The old Firebird Raceway where they used to race speedboats. There's a track.
Do the drag races there. They were here a few weeks ago.
I mean, the track's still there because I saw them do those, I don't know, those little cars that drive around and do like a cross thing with the jumps and everything. I forget what that series is called.
Rally cross or something?
Yeah, it's kind of a rally cross.
I need to talk to Phoenix Raceway about building a dirt track on their property. Like
kidding.
Vegas and other tracks have done.
That would be a good idea. They don't have enough room. Well, the Vegas has a dirt track off to the side.
They can put it somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, how about that massive dirt parking lot that everybody hates walking through?
Yeah.
You could put a dirt track there. You know what? Just put it to the south on the Indian reservation. I'm sure the Hopis won't have a problem with that.
That's fine.
Yeah. In unrelated news, scientists claim they found a hidden city beneath the Giza pyramids. They think there are some... These are real scientists, actually, like professor-level scientists.
Oh, wow.
There's a series of giant cylinders that extend as far as 2 kilometers below grade. President Trump immediately said that he will have a 25% tear-off on any ancient underground civilizations.
That's a good move.
They, what was the other joke on that? Trump claimed that that's proof of Democrats' secret vote-changing equipment. I didn't know which one was funnier, but we don't make fun of Trump enough. He needed his turn.
How do they know how far down they go?
So there's like some weird combination of ground penetrating radar and the Doppler effect. And so these 2 scientists say they can see what's way under the ground by some combination. I don't know how it works. It's like an unproven system. Nobody, they haven't really, and the whole thing hasn't been peer reviewed. So all the other scientists are saying that it's wacko stuff. But
that sounds about right.
Yeah, a bunch of like helicoils, think of like a big spiral staircase going down 2 kilometers, and there's a bunch of them.
Interesting.
Oh, and then at the bottom there's like a big box.
Stargate?
They all connect together. Yeah. For some reason, the Egyptian authorities will not let them dig.
Shocking. I'm absolutely shocked.
Yeah. So it'll be a theory for now on.
Oh, well, can't wait till they get on that.
Yeah. That's it for the show. Next week we're going to have Formula One and NASCAR, and still no IndyCar.
Nope.